Rise and shine, my friends. It's time to wake up. This is the Rise and Shine show. My name is Sandy Jacquard, and I'm a holistic health and lifestyle coach. Together, we join here in this space every morning, live on Facebook at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have been coming on since the very beginning of Shelter in Place. We're calling it the Great Awakening, the Great Interruption. This is a space for you. This is a space for you to take some time for yourself and to, kind of put your attention on the pulse of what's going on inside of you. We are always being informed. There's messages that are coming through our bodies and our experiences and our moods all the time, every moment, every day. And if we don't take the time to pay attention, we don't take the time to really take a look at what lies beneath the surface, what fuels us, what's causing, right? How we're living the result of what is lying beneath the surface. Some of those things are great. Some of those things are cool. And some of them, might not be what we would choose if we were to actually take time to take a look, right? So some of those things, what drives us is coming from something we're totally unaware of. And so what a gift to be given some time and some space to be able to really take a look at what drives you, to really take a look at what works, what doesn't work, take a look at what you can live without, what no longer works. Good morning, Marcy. So let me know you're here. Just put something into the chat if you're watching this on replay. Let me know. You can do #replay so I can see who's here. So take some time. Take a minute and see what's going on inside of you. You can close your eyes. You can put your hand on your heart and just see what you're feeling. Where are you feeling that tension, if any? What did you wake up with this morning? Did you feel, hey, Jules, good morning. Thanks for being here. Did you feel a little edgy, a little cranky, a little groggy? Or did you feel like you jumped out of bed and you're excited? Do you feel like you have an optimistic view, or are you feeling a little jaded today? Where are you at? And just noticing and letting it be okay. Letting it be okay. Are you impatient? Irritated, stressed, heavy, sad? Where are you at? And let it be okay. This is an opportunity for you to check in and just notice. Be curious. Be curious instead of making a judgment of it's a good feeling, it's a bad feeling, right? Just experience it. Just take some time for yourself and experience it. There's so much value in that little check-in. So much value in whatever feedback your body, your temperament, your mood, your intuition has for you. So, I got a question for you. Do you feel... This could be a hard question. This might be a hard question. Not hard like it's so hard to answer. I think the answer will be easy, but the hearing it might be hard. I want to ask you, do you feel like you are oxidizing rapidly, aging rapidly, or healing? Do you feel... Good morning, Portia. Happy you're here. Do you feel like you're oxidizing rapidly, aging rapidly, or do you feel like you're healing in your body? Right? Because you're doing one or the other. We're all, over time aging. Yes, we are, but there is such thing as healing versus oxidizing. Hey, Annabelle, good morning. How are you feeling after last night's workout? So far I'm okay, but It's still early. Good morning, Claire. Such a great community. So do you feel, this is a question for you to check in with yourself, to check where you're at. So we're taking some time right now. We're checking in. We're taking the temperature, so we can adjust accordingly, using whatever's going on as feedback in order to make shifts so we can experience what we want to experience. So another way of taking that inventory and getting kind of real and honest with yourself, because that's all we do. Hey, Alonzo, what's up? Thank you. Marcy says healing. That is excellent. How do you know you're healing, Marcy? Right? Are you healing? Are you rapidly aging? Are you oxidizing? And so maybe it never dawned on you that there was any other way than to just age and oxidize in life. Just to age and wear and tear, and just kind of every day we get older and older and older and closer to death. Is that a fun thing to think about? Not so much. But maybe it never dawned on you. Healing, sore, but feels good. So rad. Awesome. Yeah. So are you healing? Are you healing? Yeah. Right. So I'm asking this because, I've told you, and I've talked about this here before, but it's a trip to see, like, there was a time I was definitely just aging. Like, I was just going down, like, oh, this is getting older. This is life. Like, I'm just getting older. I'm just aging. I see it physically. I feel it. Losing that vitality feeling. And I'm telling you this because I've experienced reversing that. I've experienced it. It's a real thing. And I wanted to check in with you so you can see, like, where you're at. And if you want to experience something different than that, do you feel like what you're currently doing is leading you towards, it's a path of healing. It's a path of recovery, path of being happier, healthier, whole. And again, this is not to judge yourself. Hey, Tanya. Process of feeling better in myself. Just feeling better in yourself. That's what Marcy says. So, right, this is not to judge yourself. It's to gauge, where am I at in my process? Do you want to heal? Do you want to feel good? Of course you do. Do you want to be happier, more joyful, healthier? Why do we want to be healthier? Because we get to have more joy, more happiness. Because we get to get more out of life. Because we have more energy to give. We want to feel wholeness, right? You want to feel all that life has to offer, like all that this lifetime, that this soul is here to live. I want it all. I want to feel every bit of it. I want the joy. I want the health. I want the happiness. And again, like, health to me has never been something that's like, I want to be healthy. Yay. That sounds fun. It doesn't sound fun. That's not motivating. Like, just, I'm going to be healthy. Like, oh, that's nice. But if you've ever experienced suffering, or if you've ever watched somebody experience being unhealthy and how that limits your life, right? And how that affects your daily life, right? Being unhealthy means, for me, that, like, when you make the connection of what being healthy means, holistically healthy, all across the board, mind, body, and soul, being healthy. What does that mean for me? Being healthy to me gets to mean that I get to wake up and have energy for the things I like to do. I get to have more motivation for the things I want to do. I get to want to be around people more. I get excited about life more. I get to feel good in my body. I get to get more out of my physical activities. I get to, when I do work out, I get to, feel and see the results. I get to feel stronger every day. I've definitely felt stuck in my place where I was destroying myself, but grateful to be out of the suffering. So much hope does that bring us, Marcy. So much hope, right? Because, right, who hasn't been there? Who hasn't been there? I think anybody here has probably been there. Because we like to bring up the stuff that, not everybody's going to look into, not bring up. But not this group, not this community. We want to see it all. We want to see it all. And if you are like, no, not me, well, you're here. So that tells me something. It tells me that you do want to see, because that's what we do. We're not leaving any stone unturned, any stone, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, who hasn't been there? I've been in that place too. Just, if I know I'm just going down this road, I think I'm trying to do what feels like the right thing to do, trying to focus on what the right thing, or just when everything kind of feels like it's not good, right? And all of it, like, I don't even know where to start. It's hard to wrap your head around being healthy when you're just miserable. Just feel miserable. I just don't feel content with my life. I don't feel like I have connections that I want to have. I don't feel like I like myself. I don't feel right. I don't even know where to start. And you wake up and every day it's just like, grumpy, and it takes all you can just to rally up some good vibes to get through the day so you're not walking around grumpy. And what does that mean when we're grumpy and we're just shitty every day and we're just feeling like I have no light to give and no value? It's just like blah, right? Have you been there before? Maybe you're there now. And when you wake up that way, you don't, and you live your life like that, right? Because then we're snapping on people we love, and we have a tone in our voice about everything. Our body hurts. We force ourselves to work out, drag ourselves into a workout, get through the workout, and feel good about ourselves for a minute. Oh, good job. I did my workout. Cool. Then, now I got to drag myself to work. Right? So, right, then that doesn't feel good. It's hard to really be stoked on who I am when that's my experience. I don't feel very proud. I'm not like shining a light to people. I'm not helping people. I'm not, getting to, be the love that I have and to give. I don't get to do that when I'm in that state. And that's where I've been. I've been there. Most of my life I was there. I would say most of my life. The only joyful moments were, here and there. It was like momentary joys, right? Like eating myself joyful, drinking myself joyful, right? Just having to have a plan all the time, like planning an activity, a thing we have to go do, a trip we got to go to. Like, so just like, living, getting through life. And then it's like, just for those like little, those little things we plan, like those, a birthday party, an event, another thing I get to, indulge and drink, and right, like that was the joy. Like those were the joyful moments. I do feel like I'm dragging myself around lately. Jules, you're so not alone. You are so not alone. Who else feels like they're kind of like, God, I'm really not really giving it my best shot right now. Like, God. Right? Like, let Jules know that you hear her. You're here too, and you hear her. Give a thumbs up or something. Because I hear you, Jules. So I'm glad we're bringing this up, right? Aren't you glad we're talking about this today? Because let's not just kind of go through life and just pretend like it's all good and it's not happening, and just, when's the next social event that's going to bring a smile to my face? Right? Or, when's the next thing, like quick fix, like what can I eat? Right? Or even, right, like we might even depend on, and this isn't a bad thing. Again, none of this is bad or good, right? It's just recognize and notice. If you want to eat to be happy, fine. If you want to be social to be happy, that's great. But what I'm saying is there's more for you. There's even more. Like you think that's good, and I'm fine with my life, with my, spaced out moments of excitement and joy, or, my show. That's my happiness. Portia says, you are not alone, Jules. Thank you. Right? So this is not good or bad. And you can have all these things in your life. You can be excited for happy hour at night, and excited to meet up friends, and excited for Netflix and all of that, right? Like, be excited for all of that. That's great. And I'm saying that there is even more joy for you to have. Like, there can be a joy that comes from inside of you, that just comes up from inside of you, wells up inside of you. and a happiness that comes from inside, or you just wake up and you're like, why am I smiling? Or what am I smiling about right now? Right? Like that's a thing. Do you know this joy? This is a real thing. Good morning, Lindsay. What's up? Hey, Shauna. Hi, sister. Hey, Tavia. So do you believe that? What do you think about that? Have you experienced that before? Where you're like, I'm just joyful. I'm just happy. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. And I'm bringing this up because I know, because I've been there. I've been on both sides, where we're dependent on outer sources to make us happy, make us feel joyful. But what if that joy was something that just was innately in you? And that you got to bring that to all that stuff. Bring that to the party. Bring that to your Netflix. Bring that to, dinner or whatever it is that you're doing, to your workout. What if I didn't need any of that to make me feel happy and joyful? What if I didn't need all that stuff? What if I didn't need all those outside sources to feel joy? What would that be like? What would that open up in your life? Like, feel the freedom in that. Feel the freedom. What if joy just followed me everywhere? What if joy just everywhere I went, joy got to be part of it? What would that be like? Can you even imagine? So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about taking even another layer of look at this, another look, a little deeper at, the things that we put in our lives distract us, that, we see as our moments of joy. That's where we go get our joy. I've gotten my joy here. I get it over there. I get it watching this, eating this, drinking this. This person gives me that, right? Like we get it all from out here. What if that came from in you, if it was innately in you, so that everything you did, joy got to be part of, right? Jewel says fun. That would be fun, right? It would be. When you wake up and you kind of go through your day and you just feel it, it's like this feeling of like, I just feel like my face is like smiling and I don't even know why. Like that's a real thing. That can be your experience. But maybe that's not what you're experiencing right now. Maybe you're experiencing like a funk. You're dragging. It's like, where's the joy here? So what do we do with that? What do we do with that? When everything nothing's like really, just nothing's great. It's like nothing out there is making me happy. That's a good sign. That's a good little message. Like, take a minute to sit with that for a minute. What are you expecting? What are you needing there? You want what to make you happy? If you're not waking up and you're not feeling like that joy coming from inside of you, what are you waiting for to make you feel happy, to make you feel good? Whose responsibility is that? Is it the trainers? Is it the workout? Is that their responsibility to bring you joy? Is it Netflix? Is it the meal? Is it food? Is it the drink? Is it the social event, the birthday party, the group of friends? Whose responsibility is it to bring you joy, to bring you happiness? Right? So, how do we get to have more joy come from inside, from us, right? And that's where I'm bringing back around to health, right? Like, why I say, like, who cares about health? That sounds boring. Like, woohoo. Like, I want, like, I'm more, like, excited by living my best life and just, like, that sounds fun and, like, just growing my business and working on it and planning and doing fun things, right? Like, that sounds more fun. Like, let's talk about that. Let's get into that. And then it's like, let's talk about being healthy. Like, okay. But if you can make the connection and you can understand, you can see, and you can make that connection, connect the dots, that through healing your body, that part gets to come from you. When we're healing our mind, body, and soul, we're healing our becoming whole. We are feeding ourselves with uplifting food that brings lightness to you, food that is inspiring to you, right? When we are eating how we want to feel, eat how you want to feel. How about that concept? What do you want to feel? Do you want to feel fresh? Do you want to feel light? Do you want to feel, let's see, like colorful, right? Or do you want to feel greasy? Probably not. Heavy? You know? Aged? So that's what I'm asking you. Or do you feel like you are oxidizing rapidly? Aging rapidly? Do you feel like you are healing? You are doing one or the other, most likely. Either you are making some movement towards healing, or you are making movement towards your aging. And I don't want this to freak you out, and I don't want this to overwhelm you. But I want you to remember. And so for those of you who see yourself as like healthy, right? We're like, I eat pretty healthy. I eat way healthier than that person. That person, I like to home make my food. I always cook from scratch. You know, like I eat healthy food. I'm a vegan, right? Like maybe you see yourself as pretty healthy, right? So this, I'm talking from experience. I see myself as pretty healthy. So, but what that can mean is I get in a I'm healthy trap where it's like, no, I eat healthy. I'm good. And then I stop doing A, B, and C that got me here. Like some of these things that I do diligently and that I've done in the past, and I have done the celery juice, and I do the lemon water, and I do the smoothies every day, and I eat salads, and I get kale, and like things that I know, like this has been my path, you know, been my path to get here, to get to where I get to feel my health, I get to experience life with more joy. I get to experience life with more joy because I get to clear the funk and the fog and the brain fog and the feeling of, when I wake up, like I just have this feeling. I just get to wake up and like, I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm like, I have a smile on my face. I don't know. Right. Like that's my experience now because of health. So now health all of a sudden feels really important, doesn't it? It feels like a lot more exciting too. When you say, taking care of your body, eating the right foods, taking care of yourself in the right way. Like, okay, perfect example. I'm probably going to totally forget what I was talking about, so you can remind me. But so yesterday, overdid it completely. Totally overdid it. Totally put way too much out and didn't take care of myself the way I needed to. Didn't plan my food. So there's certain things. It's like, do you want to know the map to feel good? It's these things. It's like, I know what they are. Here they are. This is them. It's like, if I do these things, I feel fucking amazing, right? Ongoingly amazing. I'm healing. I'm reversing the oxidizing process that being human on this planet it's inevitable if you don't take action to reverse it. You can reverse the oxidizing process, is what I'm saying. You can heal your body. You can heal your mind. You can heal your soul. It's all available here for you, right? That is the thing. So if you don't take measures, you're oxidizing. So if I do these things, I am anti-aging. I'm healing. I'm reversing the oxidizing process. I'm repairing. I'm, not keeping down the, oh my God, really? Okay. So if I do these things, but so here I am, I'm human too. And I found myself, didn't do my food, was in the kitchen eating potato chips in the middle of the day because I had no food made, cranky. So snapped on my kid, son, who's 20, but so, and it just was like, whoa, like, that's not even how I talk. Like, what the heck was that? And it was like, I was so fried, I was just fried. And, did too much. And you know how I know that's because I used to be like that for like 20 years every day. Like when I would do hair, I would work like that all the time. I'd work 12 hours all the time and come home and just be kind of like not patient, irritated, not because I don't take care of myself in that situation. I wasn't aware. I didn't know. I didn't meet it together. I would try to organize my life in all this ways. If I could just organize my schedule better, if I just could figure out if I could have more success or happiness in this area, if, like then I would feel better. Never putting it together that like simply like taking care, like stepping back from that situation, seeing like, well, first of all, you're setting yourself up for failure. Totally, right? I keep talking about like you're a product of your environment. If you're not liking the product, you don't like how you're feeling, then, you know, it's time to do something different. It's time to change the environment somehow. It's a holistic approach, right? It's the food we eat. It's what we're doing. It's the habits we're doing. It's the lifestyle. It's like, do you go outside? How much time are you just like in your phone, on your computer, like just like not connected to the freaking universe and to the joy and to the light and to the love? Like how much time do you give to yourself? Are you taking time to ground yourself? To go be outside, take some fresh air breaths, you know, and put your feet on the ground and take care of yourself. Check in, give yourself your water and your lemon water and eat uplifting food that makes you feel good. Move your body that it feels good. You know, are you taking time for that? If we get caught up and we stop taking time for that, like yesterday, right? A little like, whoa, wake up call, like relapse there, total relapse. But that by doing these healthy things, there's a product. You get to feel like this. Dawn says, I'm on week 2 of this new plant-based diet, feeling better than ever. I thought I was eating really healthy, but I didn't feel like this. Yeah, Dawn, I know you're killing it. I'm super stoked for you. Super stoked for you. You're so willing. You're so ready. And I'm so excited for you because, girl, you're just starting. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you for sharing that. That gives everybody some hope too, right? Like, because how were you feeling before? So do you see where I'm going with this? Do you see where I'm going? Have you abandoned those things that you know are good for you, that you know are taking care of you? Have you somehow lost touch with those things, those actions? Because like maybe you can't figure out your whole life right now. Maybe you can't figure out the dream career and what you're supposed to do next and how to work out your relationship and how to have the best boyfriend and girlfriend. You know, maybe you haven't figured out all the answers to the world's issues and your life's world and how to solve the problems of all of the world, right? Maybe that's still part of your suffering right now. And you haven't figured all that out. Okay? Totally get it. Let's honor that. And drink your fucking water. Make your smoothie. You know? Eat some salad. Like, get some veggies in you. Step outside. Take a deep breath. Put your fucking phone down. You know, like, this isn't that hard, right? Like, you can do this. You can do these things. And you can trust in it that I'm going to do these things. And by doing these things, yes, I don't want to do these things always. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, and I like to weigh it out. I like to say the ratio, the pain in the ass ratio to the benefit ratio. You know, is it worth it? The answer is yes. It is worth it. Do these things and have a different result. Change the environment, get a different result, a different product. Then you get to have new, fresh eyes, new, fresh vitality to give every difficult situation in your life. You know, anything that you're not sure and your confidence is low and you're feeling lost on this planet and you're not sure what you're doing and everything's hard, you're not feeling good, and you don't know what to do, that's okay. We'll get to that. You know, we'll get to that. But what you can do and what you can do today is take some care of yourself, some action towards taking care of yourself. Yeah? So what is that? What's that going to look like today? What can you start with? Do not abandon the roadmap to wellness. Or, I'm sorry, but I don't get to just be like this. This is for me telling myself, right? It's like, remember how much you love that feeling, like that good feeling of vitality and peace and like grounding, and where I'm like just tuned in to my intuition, and I get to feel, like I said, that feeling of just like joy just coming from inside of me, not from outside sources, but from inside of me, and love and connection from inside of me. Like, I love that? Yes, I love that. It doesn't, I'm sorry, but I don't get to just, it doesn't just because of nothing. It's not just like I just got so lucky, like it was an accident or something. It wasn't an accident. This is like doing these things means I get to have this. If I stop doing these things, guess what? I feel like shit. I have no confidence. I'm, in a place of shame, in a place of guilt. I lose focus on what my value to this planet is. I don't have light to give. You talk to me and I'm not fun to talk to. I'm going to be insecure, and I'm going to, have no love to, right? So I don't get to, if I don't do these things, I don't get to be the person I want to be, period. This is not something you just like get to be and are born, right? You don't get to, I'm sorry, it's not the way it works. Annabelle says, I feel like I'm rediscovering this in myself, for myself. I'm so happy for you. And you are so committed, Annabelle. I mean, you like blow my mind. You seriously blow my mind. I've known you for so long. And what a gift to get to know you the way I've gotten to know you here. And I really do. I feel like I get to know you right here in this space. Because I never knew you like I know you now. I never knew what a heart warrior you are. And you are. And you are a light for your family. And you're a light for anybody who gets to be around you. Thank you so much for being here, always. You're amazing. I love your style. You're on fire. That's what Jules says. Thank you, Jules. I know, I kind of feel like I'm coming in a little hot this morning. Yeah, sometimes I just kind of get like really passionate, right? Which is a good thing when it's about the right things. It comes across in different ways. But, and you know what? It's just like I just like believe, and I'm feeling you. I see suffering. I'm seeing people suffering, and they're in their slump, and they're not feeling good. And I've seen their light before, right? I know that they're capable of more. And so it just feels really important right now that we look up again. Like, come on. You can do this. You can do this. You absolutely can do this. And don't let the overwhelm consume you. Don't do it. Don't focus on all that you can't figure out. There will be a time and a place for that. Let's start with the things that we know that work. If you don't know what those things are, let's talk. We'll talk. We can have a talk about it. If you don't know what that is and you're like, I don't know anything you're talking about at all, I have no idea, I've never felt good in my life, like what should I do? We can talk about it. But my guess is you probably know at least 3 things that if you did today would have you feeling a little bit better. And if you did consistently, you'd be feeling great. What are those needle movers for you? Take a look around. What about this environment is not giving you the results you want? Do you even know what you want? Let's start with that. Do you know what you want? What do you want to experience? I want to experience joy. I want to experience innate joy, and joy that just comes up from inside of me. And that's in everything I do. That's what I want. How do I surround myself? How do I eat for that? How do I sleep for that? How do I live for that? I'm going to do the reading, but just one more thing. So, and I've said this probably before, because, Tony Robbins, Tony Robbins, right? Maybe. So, world-known motivator, inspirer. He considers himself a strategist, living the best life you could possibly live and creating your own life, living it, right? You get to create your own life. He's a motivational speaker. Practically grew up with him in the 80s because my parents listened to him and on tape. And they would go to his big retreats and do the fire walking. And so Tony Robbins, right? And, I've only had a little momentary experience with him at one little talk. It was like a 4-hour talk. And I'm just going to say, like, out of all the things he said, right? And I don't even remember any of it. I don't remember any of it. This was my takeaway. This was my takeaway from Tony Robbins. And I've watched the documentary, he's had a documentary, and so like I know about what he's all about and all that. But the takeaway I got from Tony Robbins, and right, isn't that how life is? We show up to things, and sometimes it depends. If you have the attitude, you show up and you're like, I don't know why I have to go to this, or why I'm going to this, or what this has to offer me. But if you come in like kind of with an open heart, like, I'm just going to go in. I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but I'm open. Like, let's just see what happens. I know I'll get what I need to get. Just like you show up here. Like, I encourage you to say a little prayer every time you come here and before you start. Right when you get on, just like, let me hear what it is I need to hear today. Open up my heart to whatever it is I need to get from today's show. And know that I do this for myself and I do this for you. I say, open their hearts. I pray that they all get what they need to hear for today. So just saying. So here I go to this event. It's 4 hours of him talking. Sister was with me. And my one takeaway from that event was not even what he said. It was just him being him and the way that he does what he does. It was like, okay, this man who just described his horrific heavy metal poisoning he had that actually like burned his like esophagus or something, like burned him from heavy metals, because he was eating like salmon like every single day, I think, for a while. And he got poisoned from the metals, this toxic mercury poisoning. That's what it was. It was mercury poisoning. Gnarly. So, and he's like a large man, like a giant. He's a giant. He's just this like massive man, this huge voice and this big presence, very big presence. And he's on stage and this is only this event. He does this for a week. He does this for weekends. He does this for 4 days, whatever, ongoing. Like, this was just the 4 hours. This is a quick event. 4 hours, he's on stage delivering with all his everything, powerful, passionate, didn't stop for 1 second to be like, hey, do this, or I'm going to sit back and have a drink of water. Nothing. Didn't stop for a second. He was on fire the whole time, whether he's doing his fist pumping or his, just delivering his passion. And it was just incredible to watch, because the beginning of the presentation or whatever, it was all real estate agents. I'm not a real estate agent, but that's where I was. And they were all all buttoned up and all looking absolutely adorable, because, I don't know, real estate agents do that. They were so cute, young, a lot of young ones, old ones, all different ages, and looking professional, right? And people were excited to see him, and they were like, yay, Tony Robbins, woo! They're happy. And he wants you to be involved, so he's like, say this if you want this, or like do this, and so everyone's like, yeah, because it's hard to participate sometimes. Yeah, are you like that? I'm like, I'm not doing it. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, that's me. I'm sorry. And so that's how it started. So I'm just kind of like, we're all like, yay, okay, sure, yeah, we're gonna jump up and down and sing this song, totally. And then by the end, it was like everybody was like out of their shell, like in business suits, like doing the Running Man, like totally just not having a care in the world, just all out, including myself, just like, fuck it, I guess we're joining the team, just like, whatever, like, who cares, was just like, let it all out. I mean, it was so incredible to experience that, this man's role is to, he's there to bring something out of people, right? And to watch that happen over that 4 hours, a period of time, right? And to watch everybody, like, to be able to bring a room of thousands of people of energy, right? I'm going somewhere with the story. To that for 4 hours, to hold that energy for 4 hours straight. Like how, and it was like, and to be able to affect a room like that, and to be able to, like, so he had to take thousands of people, or maybe it was hundreds, I don't know, maybe thousands, I don't know. But he had to take a room of people that were resistant. They were coming in with like their shit, all their stories, right? They were coming in kind of like, okay, you know, we're just going to this thing for work. We want to learn about how to get rich and make money and be real estate professionals, right? Like they came for that. I came literally just to see him because I was like, it was free. And I was like, I have always wanted to see Tony Robbins. And to see him, just one man, stand there and bring that energy and deliver it on that way. I mean, I was like, all I walked away with like was just like, wow, like, what does it take to be able to be that, right? So I'm not saying we all want to be that. I'm just saying whatever it is you want to be and do, it takes something, right? There's something that's got to happen. There's something that you got to build around you so that is the product. Like, how do you get the product of Tony Robbins? How do you get that product? How do you get that energy, and to be able to carry that energy? And I know how, because I know about him. I know what he does. I hear behind the scenes, whatever. Tony Robbins, to get to be that vibration, that energy, to be able to hold a room of hundreds or thousands of people for days, but not, and he does this for weeks, like I said, has to do, what does his surroundings look like so that he can do that? He eats for it. He eats to be high vibration, and he is very open about what this looks like. He was vegan forever. You know, he eats plants. He eats for high vibration. He sleeps for it. He has his rebounder. He has his cold therapy thingy. He does his breathing high vibe exercises. He surrounds himself around a team, around people that encourage that and who support it and are there for him for that, right? Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not saying we all want to be Tony Robbins. I'm just saying, like, whatever it is you want to be, it requires a certain something to happen. You got to do these things. You got to do these things. You got to build this structure so that the result is whatever, the best you. All right? Okay, that's the end of the story. You're right, Jules. On fire. But I'm just like, I'm really feeling it. Like that's important, is it not? And then let me tell you, is this resonating? Like, are you like, well, yeah, of course. Is this an aha for you at all? Because I'm telling you, like, that was, to me, is like, yeah, like, that's it. Like, okay, I get it. Like, I'm not going to do the Sandy that I always do. Like, because the Sandy that I always do has this result. The like, wah, wah, wah result, right? So that's me just doing what I do naturally. You want to do something different. You want to experience something different. Then you got to do something different. You got to do the things that product would do. Like, so, you know, you want to be confident. You want to have good vibes. You want to be joyful. Okay, so go ahead, step into that. What would that version of you do? What would that life look like? Just like, what would Tony Robbins do? If I want to be Tony Robbins, who do you want to be? You know, who do you want to look more like? Like in behavior, like more like that. Who do you want to like I want to step into that, what she's got going on or what he's got going on, right? Like, I like that. Like, that's who I want to see myself. What would they do? Like, okay, how would they eat? How do they sleep? You know, how do they look in the mirror and talk to themselves? Who do they put themselves around? Right? How do they take care of themselves? Do they just like work themselves down to the bone every day and like take no care of themselves and just eat the scraps and eat their kids' food and don't make any meals for themselves, don't get any support, any help from anybody? Yeah, right. You think Oprah doesn't have like a team of people supporting her, and you think she doesn't, right? You know, or Tony Robbins, whatever, whoever you look up to. What would they do? You got to make changes. You got to do something different. Totally seems doable. Yes. You're getting me pumped up, motivated. Yes. Resonates completely. Makes sense to me. Perfect. Good. Because I'm exhausted. Okay, the Book of Awakening. Here we go. It's our book. Our Lifeline by Mark Nepa. Ooh, he has an event. I hope I didn't miss it. I was going to do some event of his. We'll look it up. See if it passed already. Hope not. To count, I haven't even read this, so I hope there's no big words. To count by touching. We need to count by touching, not by adding and subtracting. When we count with our eyes, we stall the heart. For the eyes can see clearly what is broken without ever feeling the break, and the mind can calculate the loss without ever sewing up the wound. Without touching the life coming apart before us, we can race to rebuild before the wrecked dream ever hits the ground. While this makes us resilient and efficient as ants, it also keeps us from ever living in what we build. Right? I guess that's what we're doing right now, right? Alas, what makes us precise and efficient can also begin a life of neurosis. Is that right, guys? Is that a word? It is, right? Neurosis. Not touching what we see, not feeling what we know. This is how the mind skips the heart step. Interesting. How we forget that blood on the news is real, that the cry from the street is attached to something living. Yes. I remember walking after rib surgery to find a dear friend at the foot of my bed, waking after rib surgery to find a dear friend at the foot of my bed. I was elated to have arrived on the other side and calling to her, but she was staring off. I knew in that instant she was already mourning me, and so she missed me coming alive. She was already preparing for life without me, and so the deeper closeness awakening us was never felt or worn. We think to protect ourselves by taking inventory and moving on, but we only spin our web tighter. Recently, another friend had a dream in which we were building a home with sturdy shelves with the things we loved. She tried to count the shelves but couldn't keep the numbers in her head. She had to go over and count the shelves by touching each one. Mysteriously, as she did this, the shelves kept multiplying. Her touch made more shelves possible. Such a profound and simple lesson. To count with our hands brings us deeper with all counting. Then numbers give way to notes and sums give way to song. I mean, just like, so you can go so many places with that, yeah? It says, hold on to 3 things that you hold dear. One might be the love of another. A second, your love of the sea. A third, a special piece of music that makes you feel whole. With each breath, let the image and feel of these things rise before you one at a time. Count these dear things as they come into your awareness again and again, and feel them until the numbers 1, 2, and 3 drop away steadily, and let the feel of these dear things mix and touch each other. Carry this mood of holding what is dear into your day. Right? I think, right? That's why we love our gratitude practices. So true. We're so pulled to what the next thing is, and pulled to the next, right, what could be or what we need to do even, right, and just, right, not forget to count the ways and to take notice and feel, I guess, really like get intimate with the things that we appreciate in our lives or about our lives. Or so okay, so that's the reading. I appreciate you so much for being here, bringing all that you are, your open mind, your open heart, your willingness to be real and to be truthful. And it takes a lot of boldness and dedication it does. I know it's not always easy, but you are warriors of the heart, and just know that. And you showing up with all that you are, and you being willing to say, like, I know it's not easy, but I'm willing to look at it again and again and again. This never ends. I'm sorry. Like, it just doesn't. We get to have like some like moments that are just kind of like cruising, right? But for the most part, once we peel open the next, we get to see the next layer. Like, it just keeps happening, and but we'll get better at it. We'll kind of start to learn, like, all right, like, I'm just in the flow. Like, stuff comes up and I get to move through, and we just kind of get to feel and we accept, right? We'll get better at it. But I know so many years we've been really good at distracting ourselves, or putting our heads deep into work, or deep into whatever it is that just keeps you from having to look at this. And now here we are, those things have been stripped away, and now we have no other thing to do but to look at it. And, some of us are still not, and that's a real thing too. So, yay you. Keep up the good work. Keep coming back to here, 8 a.m. every morning. Share this if you think this is going to be helpful to somebody or any groups. We want to spread the light and spread the love. And join my group if you haven't, the Health is Life group, and be part of the tribe, be part of the community. We'd love to have you. All right. Blessings. See you tomorrow.